What's up, everybody? My name is Jason, and welcome to the $10,000 EIDL grant stimulus update. Thank you. It is Friday, March the 19th, TGIF 2021. Please do me a favor. Give this video a thumbs up, hashtag EIDL in the comments below. And if you're feeling as grateful as I am today on this Friday afternoon, I would ask, if you're new to this channel, make sure you subscribe right now and hit the bell. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am sitting here. It's almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon in a blissful state of gratitude. So I want to hear from you guys in the comments. All of you, please take 30 seconds out of your day and tell me what's going on in your world. What are you feeling grateful for? Your family, your business, me, all the above. The fact that this nightmare looks like it's finally coming to an end and everybody's going to get somewhere between $10,000 and maybe even $15,000 plus another 6 months of working capital, a loan equal or greater to than you already have when they get rid of the caps. I mean, I'm in an overwhelming state of gratitude. And I'm actually out of coffee. This is a cup, but there's nothing in it. And if you're just crawling out from under a rock, I've been on a fast since Saturday. I've lost now 14 pounds, and I realize some of that is water. I had my first real meal last night, and it didn't go right through me like the bacon I did, 2 nights ago now? But I feel like I rolled back the clock 10 or 15 years. I mean, I'm bouncing around the house. I mean, up, down, in, out, around the block, and I feel like I could keep going. I mean, I could walk and or jog for about 50 miles, and I've got so many ideas. So I'm just sitting here, just overwhelmed, as we've been through this nightmare now for an entire year. And this video may not make sense, and that's okay. I'm not in a rush to get through it today. So pull up a chair. Tell me in the comments, though, what are you grateful for? What are you feeling good about right now on this Friday afternoon? Is it with respect to the money that's on the way? Are you optimistic about the business that we're about to launch to grow your company? You're going to be able, let's talk about that for a quick second. And then I got 4 or 5 things I want to share with you in terms of why I'm grateful. We've got the live venue portal that's going to open on April the 8th. I've got a lot of things I want to talk about. PPP retroactive. But we are about to launch, and I've waited this long because I want you guys to get your money. There's so many people that are stone cold broke. They're not in a state or a frame of mind to launch a business or to regrow their company. But when you give low and middle income community folks in particular 10 grand, maybe even 15 grand over the course of the next month or two, it's going to take their spirit to a whole new level. So if it's 50 cents a day or whatever it ends up being in terms of our annual membership fee, fine. But I want you guys to get your money first. But I'm telling you right now, you're going to be able to create a profile. Think of the best of a social network coming together with what you might consider an online directory. So you're going to have a profile. And there'll be 50 to 100 categories of work. Doctors, lawyers, accountants, Uber drivers, gig workers, etc. And then over the course of the next several months and, of course, years, yours truly is going to get behind you. And I'm going to find out who's putting in the time, the effort, and that tiny little bit of money, probably just once a year. And I'm going to get on the horn, and then we're going to start advertising on Facebook, YouTube, and Google. We're going to have a podcast. We're going to do YouTube and LinkedIn Lives. We're going to have a newsletter. We're going to have ultimate local meetups, and then an annual get-together, maybe even a cruise, probably next year or the year after. It's going to be insane. So let's assume that you sell something that's $100, right? And I find out, because I'm going to set up a P.O. box, that, wow, these are the best tasting chocolate chip cookies, or this guy knows real estate tax is better than anybody else I've ever seen. And I gain your trust, or you gain my trust and my willingness to get behind you and your company, regardless of how big it is, 500 employees or less. And then I get on the horn and I say, you got to taste these chocolate chip cookies. And then I'm sitting on a live, I'm eating one, and you're watching me drool all over the desk. And I say, right here's a link below. Order yourself a dozen for $25, 10% off the coupon code with code Jason or whatever the hell it ends up being. And let's say an annual membership fee is a couple $100, if that. And that person sells dozens of $25 orders, right? It goes off the shelf. They make $2 grand, let's say, overnight. Well, you got to remember that half of those will become repeat buyers. And then half of those repeat buyers are going to refer other buyers who are going to refer other repeat buyers. It's going to go on and on and on. And then I'm not going to give you the name. I almost said the name of the company. When I tell you the name of the company, you're not going to believe that no one's done this. No one has that. How in the world did he become founder and CEO of this? And when I do, I'm going to have a straight line into Isabel Guzman and a bunch of banks, institutions, and micro lending outfits that are going to help get you guys money. You want to expand with interest rates as low as 5, 6, 7%? This guy right here is going to reel in the sponsors. It's going to be absolutely amazing. So if I don't have you somewhat excited and maybe even grateful for that, I don't know what I got to tell you. So let's get on to the business of what's going on. I'm just so excited for you guys. This is coming to an end. We're going to make money in the markets. It'll eventually settle down. It's a whole interest rate Jerome Powell thing. But I'm telling you right now, April the 8th, all over the place, just feeling blissful, folks. Grateful to all of you that have kept with me. This nightmare is coming to an end. There's no doubt about it. April 8th, they're going to open the portal. It's going to be a portal for live events. I don't know how much it was. It was somewhere around $15-20 billion. You've also got help for restaurants, a near equal amount. You saw my video yesterday. It sounds like I'm whispering in Jacky Rosen's ear. And speaking of being grateful, this woman is a champion, and I've said this repeatedly on Twitter. Jacky, if you're watching, you're a champion of the small business community. And if I'm ever out in Vegas, I know you used to be a cocktail waitress, I think, at Caesar's Palace, and I know my mother, she died in 2015 of a stroke. Family show. I'm going to confess right here and right now. I don't care. Jacky, if you're watching, your husband, I've got a little bit of a crush on Jacky Rosen. And I may as well include Nydia Velasquez and Maria Salazar. 3 of the 14 ladies in total that I follow on Twitter. These women are strong. They're smart. They're passionate. They're committed. They're willing to buck the establishment. Maria Salazar is a Republican, along with John Cornyn in Texas. And it's damn difficult to get any Republicans, right, Mitch McConnell, to do anything with respect to the SBA and or EIDL grants, loans, and removals of the caps. So yes, those 3 women I have tremendous respect for. And yes, I'm confessing. Jacky wrote, what's the saying? What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. It's Friday, right? My mother, she doesn't want me going there. Well, now, look, they're attractive, they're smart, they're committed, they're helping all of my subscribers, most of whom I think are laughing right now, get the money they deserve to remove the damn cap. So, Jacky, seriously, though, thank you. Nydia, Maria, they are Latin, Puerto Rican, Spanish, fill in the blank women, first of their kind. Nydia Velasquez is the chairman of the SBA in the House. She's, to my recollection, I read the first Puerto Rican ever to be elected to the House of Representatives. Tremendous group of 3 women that we are absolutely counting on to get you 10 grand or the balance thereof, the removal of the caps, another 6 months of working capital. And it brings me to Big Ben Cardin. Although you have a little bit of a stench of Marco Polo, who I'm super thrilled they threw overboard because he was a total hack for PPP and big banks. And by the way, I said this yesterday. I want PPP 1 and PPP 2, if you're listening, retroactive. There's a lot of folks who could make a lot more money. And again, I am not the expert in that. I drilled deep into EIDL and we are making major progress. You're going to get $10,000, $15,000. It's going to be amazing over the next. But if you got questions, we're just all over the map. It's Friday. I hope you're grateful. Put in comments below. Did I mention that I have a crush on Jacky Rosen, Nydia Velasquez, and Maria Salazar? I mean, I know their staff is watching. So please tell those 3. I say it with the utmost respect, but I do have a crush, I have to say. And it goes beyond looks. It's the passion, it's the commitment, it's the bravery to buck the system, to go against the pandering to low-income communities and do what's right for everybody, regardless of skin color or who you're voting for or how much money you do or don't have in your pocket. Those 14 people that I'm following on Twitter, at Remote Online, make sure you follow me, at Remote Online, they're amazing people, men and women. John Cornyn, I wish you would get off the madness at the border. I get it. You're in Texas. I also understand that, being a Dallas Cowboy fan. But a little bit more about small business / EIDL would be amazing, John, because you are the most active tweeter of them all. But Big Ben Cardin wants to wipe out the EIDL loan. And he's got a little bit of stench of Marco Polo on him. He was towing the corporate line. He didn't mention low-income community in the 2.5-hour indoctrination or coronation, I should say, of Miss Isabel Guzman. But Ben is a good guy. He's running the Senate Committee for Small Business. He's repeatedly said he wants to wipe out the loan. But here's my prediction before I give one or two more shout-outs. 2022 is going to be a huge year for the election cycle. Right now, Vegas is saying that there's a better than 50% chance the Republicans are going to take back the House and quite possibly the Senate. So, why did they delay payments a year, and when are they going to forgive the loan? You can bet your ass it's going to be about a month before the expiration. Because they're going to get out in front of the cameras, which brings me to Chuck Schumer, the greatest grandstander of them all. You know, I'm from New York, ladies and gentlemen. I've said I spent half my life on Wall Street, although I spent most of that time in South Florida. I respect Chuck. Unlike Darth Vader, his counterpart, Mitch McConnell, who's got tumbleweed rolling through the desert. If you look at Mitch McConnell, his soul, his heart, he's got a beautiful wife too. If you look at there's nothing in there. It's tumbleweed through the desert. But Chucky Schumer, again of the same age, pushing 80 if not already there, he's got a sense of humor. He's the biggest grandstander of them all, and he's a punching bag for me on Twitter. If you want to see somebody take a shot at Chuck Schumer, pay attention to me at Remote Online on Twitter. But he's always got a good way about him. That guy can take a punch, believe me. He gets hammered constantly by the center-right crowd, but he's always jovial, unlike Darth Vader, who he looks like a corpse standing in front of the camera. It's just time to go, Mitch. It's time to go. You need to get out of there and give somebody younger who's got somewhat of a soul, so we can maybe get some unity and bipartisanship back in the Senate and the House. And I don't know, maybe even the White House someday. Which brings me finally, I think I covered them all, to Isabel Guzman. If it's not obvious to you right now that there's a new sheriff in town, I mean, just look at Isabel's photo compared to her predecessor. One was very up on image and fancy scarves and fucking slinging bullshit like you wouldn't believe. This woman is a woman of the people. She has a natural beauty and essence about her. And if you read what she's been saying, geez, for the last several years, it's about small businesses. It's about those that are less than 10 employees. And no, it's not about low income versus middle or black, tribal, and rural. It's everybody of every background that's a small business owner that has been neglected and run the fuck over in the last, for all you F-bombers out there, run the fuck over in the last 12 months. We finally have a woman who gets it. There's no doubt in my mind as I sit here in a very ridiculous, fasted, grateful, blissful state. Folks, there's no doubt. I know we got people that are just worn out. We still have the snowflakes that'll give me a thumbs down on this video. But you're going to get your money. It's not going to get here fast enough. I get it. But $10,000 to $15,000 is coming. The removal of the caps is coming. Another 6 months, and you can decide how much of that you want to take. Don't forget, it's a sliding scale. If you don't want another 50 grand, if that's what you already got, fine, take 10 or 20. And then we'll get another year that we don't have to make payments. And right before the election in 2022, you will see Chuck Schumer and Big Ben Cardin and President Biden and probably even Jacky Rosen in her own beautiful sort of way, standing in front of the cameras to not only say that they got you more money in terms of the grants, to not only say they got rid of the loan caps and gave you another 6 months of working capital, but 2 months before you go to vote, don't forget, it was us Democrats that got the EIDL loan wiped out altogether. And I don't know about you, being someone who's voted red and purple and blue in my entire life, I really don't give a shit who takes credit for it. I'm sure Chuck Schumer will be standing on a bigger desk than anybody else. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, if it means 10 to 15 grand, the removal of the caps and another 6 months of working capital, and at some point, even right before the election, they just wipe out the whole damn thing and treat it like PPP. And by the way, JJ the CPA and Max Maher are your PPP experts, then it really doesn't matter who gets credit, does it? So until next time, don't forget, tell me what you're grateful for in the comments. I want to hear from all of you. Always remember, ladies and gentlemen, that I love you, each and every single one of you, and thank you so much for watching.